Hello, my name is Hendrix, and welcome to Hendrix Food Reviews, episode 13. Today, I am accompanied by long-term guest, Benjamin. We're having some Pringles today. All of these we're going to test, review, see if they're up to our standard. Alright, let's begin. Alright, so we're going to be starting it out with the original Pringles that everyone knows and loves. They're kind of bland, but we'll test them out. So, as we all know, the original flavor of anything is usually not the most flavorful. They're pretty bland most of the time. It's barely even had any salt on it. What do you think, Ben?
I think that it's only up from here.
That is an optimistic way of putting it. I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. What about you?
I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, they're fine if you have nothing else, but not really the most recommendable. Next, we have honey mustard Pringles, which this is the first time that I've ever seen honey mustard Pringles.
Same.
So, yeah, new experience for both of us. Let's begin. Okay, so we just had the honey mustard Pringles, and they're pretty good. Usually, I'm not like the biggest fan of just like raw honey mustard, but like honey mustard flavored things are pretty good. And this was no exception, but I feel like honey mustard works better with a crunchy texture rather than like a chewy one. But yeah, it was still good. What do you think?
I think the fact that it went from a nice honey mustard flavoring into a more delicate sweet honey later on, I thought it was pretty intricate and in-depth.
For that, I'm going to say it's like a 8.5.
I'll give it a 9.
Next up, we have Pringles Pizza, which, if I'm not mistaken, I think I've only had once, and it's been so long that I kind of forgot what they taste like. So, let's begin. Now, these chips, they had a very interesting taste, but not a bad one. They tasted like mozzarella or tomato sauce on a pizza, and they're pretty good, but I think that mozzarella works better with another, like, flavorful thing, but it doesn't mean it's bad. I still liked it. What about you?
I thought it was pretty good. I wish it was a little bit more like flavorful. I feel like some of the chips had more flavoring than the others, which kind of disappointed me, but I thought it was still pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say it's around a 7.5 as well.
I'll give it an 8.
All right. Next one we are gonna do are these cheddar cheese Pringles. Pretty basic flavor, if you know what I mean. Let's begin. So, honestly, these cheddar cheese Pringles were just a little bit worse than I remember, especially comparing them to the honey mustard, because the honey mustard kind of just feels like a better version of the cheddar cheese. Like, these are just watered down honey mustard. They're still fine though, but they didn't have as much flavor as you would hope them to have. What do you think?
I feel like some of the chips I didn't even know was supposed to be cheddar flavor, and there's like way less salt than the original, so it's either you're getting an extremely bland one or like hints of cheese.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, just not that salty, not the most flavorful, just barely better than the original, kind of. What would you rate it?
I would give it a 6.6.
I'd give it like 6.5. It's just not the best. So let's follow it up with Farmhouse Cheddar Pringles to see if they're better. Alright. So I initially didn't think that there would be that much of a difference between Harvest Blend Cheddar, Farmhouse, and just normal cheddar. But it turns out that these are way more flavorful. Like, I would expect this to be what these ones taste like, but apparently not. Yeah, I like these a lot better. They actually taste like cheddar instead of just like a little sprinkle. And it kind of had a little bit more seasoning, like salt, I think. So yeah, I'd definitely say that this is a lot better. What do you think?
I agree. It was extremely surprising, especially since it looks like there's less cheddar powder than on the other ones, but it's way more flavorful than the regular cheddar.
Yeah. Honestly, I think I would give this like 8.3. What about you?
I think I would give it a 7.
All right. Next up, we have ranch flavor. Honestly, I don't exactly remember what these taste like compared to like salt and vinegar, so let's test it out. Now, I used to remember getting ranch flavor Pringles a lot when I was younger, but I didn't actually remember the flavor. But now that I've refreshed my memory, I think it's just alright. It doesn't really taste like actual ranch dressing, but it's besides the point because it's just alright. It's kind of like,
It's like a Walmart version of a ranch.
yeah, it's just kind of like maybe if the ranch was just more potent, I guess that would be fine. But as it is, it's just alright. I'd say it's like 6.7 or something.
I still liked it a little bit more than the cheese ones, so I'll give it a 7.2.
Alright. Next up, we have sour cream and onion. This might have been the one that I was remembering because I used to get these all the time. Alright, let's give it a try. Now, personally, these were a letdown. These were very bland. Like, I don't know, they just didn't have as much punch as you would expect from sour cream and onion because those are two decently strong flavors. But not here. What do you think?
I think it was so underwhelming. I couldn't even figure out what I was tasting. If you like covered my eyes, I would never be able to guess what this is. I feel like it would just be a tampered original.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it obviously has a slightly different taste than the original, but not by much. We compared the cheddar cheese and these two, or the cheddar cheese and the sour cream and onion, and they barely had a different taste. They were both very, very mild. I'd give it like a 6 flat. What about you?
I'd give it a 6.6, same as the cheese.
Yeah. Okay, next up, we're going to do scorching sour cream and onion. Spicy version. It has 2 peppers. It's on the front, so this must be hot. Hopefully it tastes more potent. So, yeah, these weren't much better. It tasted slightly like sour cream and onion, but just a little, kind of like this one, until the just the spiciness took over, and then it just tastes like spice, and that's it. Doesn't taste like sour cream, so I can't really rate it that high. What do you think?
I was never able to taste any of the flavoring. It was just instantaneously I could taste the spice instead of the flavoring.
Yeah, very bland. You can taste it for like a second. I'd give it like a 5. I won't have it again.
I'd give it like a 3.5.
Never mind. I would give it lower, like 3 as well, because just I'm not gonna go out and seek these again. Putting it back, I hate it that much. Next, we have salt and vinegar. These chips were definitely an improvement from the sour cream and onion, but not by a huge margin. It was good, but again, the ingredients weren't as strong as they should have been. I really do like the vinegar flavoring, but it wasn't that strong. Still really good though. What do you think, Ben?
I thought any other generic like Lay's or salt and vinegar chips, there's a lot more potent flavoring there. So it's not bad. You could definitely taste it more than sour cream and onion and the cheese, but it's just all right.
Yeah, I'd say it's like a 7.5 because the vinegar does carry. What about you?
I'd say it's also a 7.5.
All right. And now we're going to have its counterpart blended with sweet potato sea salt. Let's dig in. These Pringles, they weren't really the best. They market it around the sea salt factor and don't put much attention to the sweet potato. Honestly, they didn't put much salt on it compared to the sweet potato. You could definitely taste it a lot more. And oddly enough, they were like just slightly crunchier. Not by like a long shot, but you could definitely feel it when you're eating 9 side by side. What do you think?
I thought they were just kind of like the original, but with a little bit different tasting salt, a little bit thinner and smaller, and with a long-lasting aftertaste and
Yeah.
crunchier.
Yeah, just not much like salt on it though. I'd
Yeah.
say it's like maybe a 5.5.
I'd give it a 5.
All right. Next semifinal, we have barbecue Pringles. So the barbecue Pringles weren't the worst, but they could have been a little bit better. I thought they were pretty sweet, and they had like just like a kind of weird flavoring. I don't really know how to describe it, but they're fine. They're good enough. But I think Ben over here has an explanation for why they were so sweet.
It looked like there was like some kind of sugar on it. Like if you looked at the like little powder on top of it. And also another critique I had is only like 1/3 of it was seasoned on one side. So if you only had that, then you could taste there was more seasoning. But if you had the full thing, it would like dilute it because of the lack of full scale seasoning.
Yeah. Honestly, if it was just a little bit less sweet and focused more on the actual barbecue, I'd say it would be a little higher than it is. But right now, it's like, I'd say like a 7. What about you?
I think I give it a maybe a 7.5.
All right. Even though these barbecue chips were kind of lackluster, we did get 350 mine coins from this. I don't play Minecraft Bedrock, so if anyone wants these mine coins, hit me up. You'll be put in a giveaway for 350 mine coins. But lastly, we have the spicy version of the barbecue. This time, it's only 1 pepper, so we should be fine. So, again, the spicy flavored chips, they're kind of just for the spice, but this time you could actually taste that there's a little bit of barbecue in here. But other than that, like, you taste the barbecue for just a little bit and then it's the spice.
I think since this is a little bit calmer, not as spicy, you could taste more because the more spicier it is, the more spices it requires. So they'll be more lackluster on the spicier ones because you're using more
Spice
spices on
than
it.
the actual ingredients used.
Yeah. So for that reason, I will give it a higher grading at a 4.1.
Yeah, I would also give it a 4 because I'm going to be more likely to eat these than the sour cream because sour cream was already lacking. So here are my personal top 3. I really like the farmhouse cheddar because it's exactly what I wanted the actual cheddar to be, which already was fine, but they finally actually put enough ingredients on one. So next is honey mustard because I really like honey mustard flavored like pretzels and stuff like that. So I think that these are good. They would have been better with a crunchier texture, but they're still good. And my third favorite is the pizza because it's just mozzarella, which is fine enough. But when we're kind of just going against mid competition, you can take what you can get. I'm not saying it's bad or mid or anything, but like it's just all right.
I'd say my personal favorite would have to be the honey mustard flavoring because the fact that it goes from a more mustardy honey mustard flavor to a more like sweet, finger looking good honey mustard is kind of interesting. Saying
Delightful.
it's just a generic Pringles, which they usually have a hard enough time just struggling getting the generic flavoring, let alone having it more intricate in the depth flavoring.
Yeah.
Second place, I'd have to go with pizza. It's just a decent enough marinara tasting chip. Not much to go off of. It's breading with some kind of tomato
Yeah.
powder, so it's good enough. Reminds me enough. Ranch, I feel like I would like a lot more if they did a better job seasoning and a little bit more accurate of a flavor of ranch. Although it was a decent enough flavoring. Like when you got a lot of powder, but if you didn't get a lot of powder on it, then it was kind of bland. But if you did get a lot of powder, which I did get a chip with a lot of it, it was really good.
Yeah. This has been our Pringle review. These are our top 3 right here. Yeah. Why don't you comment your favorite Pringle can down below? So guys, don't forget that I have a YouTube and TikTok. They're both at Hendrix Eats. I post there too. My YouTube has different versions of these videos if you want to watch them there. So yeah. All right. Keep eating, brush your teeth, and I'll see you guys next time.